Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, April 16th. Looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. And in the bigger picture, you know what happened today? Absolutely nothing. In the smaller picture, you would have thought World War III had started and then we found Nirvana. The way this market just decided, for no reason at all, because he said nothing differently, but just to whip all over the place in both I and J period. We end down on the day, but not a lot. We end with 11 wide POC, so does NQ. Righty ends with a 9 wide POC. Righty had a gap early today. They filled it. We still spent the entire day either in or below the lower distribution from yesterday. That's all we did. NQ actually got into their gap. Okay? It's still very large. SPY also did. ES is the only one. NQ also got last month's low. So ES is the only one that has not gotten last month's low. They're still technically up. A little over $4 range. Volume will be average or a little bit above. I was having a good day until I period, and we'll go over that in a second. It was a trade I didn't mean to take. I'm not sure. I don't know if I had an order in or I just hit the DOM to buy it, but it cost me big time in NQ. So the day started out opening inside the lower range. Couldn't get the overnight high or low for a while in ES. Meanwhile, ES takes out both overnights again for the 32nd time in 73 days. And we've taken out both overnights now in 14 out of the 73 trading days. But in A period, I had a good period in A and NQ. I shorted it to get yesterday's low. I shorted it when it popped up to the 144 moving average. And then I shorted it again to get the monthly low. So it was a good A period. And then in B period, actually took a long in NQ when we got above the 144 N to go get the overnight high. And that worked out very nice. So it was a good start to that. Then I took a short after that because I didn't think they'd go trend. And that worked out. Never did. We never attempted to go trend today, up or down. That's rare this year. So it was a very good start. I actually got long in, short in ES, in B period, because I didn't think, after they popped above the day's high, got nothing, came in, I shorted that. That worked out in B period. And then in E, in NQ, I was taking a long, because NQ was acting, NQ, remember, had their overnight high. ES didn't have anything at that point. So I started thinking the odds of getting the IB high were getting better for NQ. So I was long in NQ against the 144 and to start going for that. But I also longed in G period ES because I thought eventually, the way it was acting, we would go get it. The overnight high. And initially we had a weak low against the overnight low until the ridiculous movements in I period finally got it. So in I period, what happened? Well, Powell, his prepared statement came out, and then he started speaking, and the market just started coming in. Now, again, I'm not sure how I got long, but I did. It started coming in hard. I thought it was a knee-jerk reaction, so since I was long, even though I didn't want to be, I added to it. Well, that turned out to be a mistake, and then it ripped, and I got out. And then, again, of course, the worst thing in the world is to see it go back up to basically where you started long, and I think I started it, I think around 93, and I forget where I added, but I wasn't going to keep holding it the way it was moving, but took a pretty sizable loss, and then only to see it come all the way back up to where you were long. Now, I did start long in NQ, in I period again, every time it got below the POC, because at that point I thought we had good odds of going back to get a 9 wide POC, and I did. But again, I was just scalping those, and it wasn't big, and it didn't come close, unfortunately, to what I had lost on that trade, and it kind of blew my mental reserve because it was a trade I didn't want to be in to begin with, and then I compounded it. Anyway, that's that. So we'll start again tomorrow with the P&L. In the bigger picture, again, nothing changed at all. Right? We're down the weeklies, down on the daily. As far as destinations go, for the downside in SPY, we have 502.21 daily low, and then filling that gap at 497.37 from February 22nd. It's still $4.84. On the upside, we're 11 wide at 504.34, and today's high at 506.50. In ES, today's low is 78.75. Our 11 wide POC is 01, and today's high is 23.25. ES never got into their single prints, okay? NQ did. All right? And then on the chart, and NQ had lower value all day. We were overlapping a lower, and righty was lower all day. And then just quickly on the chart. So again, the monthly, except for ES, everybody's in balance on all three of our indices that we follow, right? Including their siblings, which is the ETFs, right? SPY, NQ, and IWM. The weekly is firmly down. One time framing down, 3 weeks. And the daily is also down. We're below the 20, we're below the 50. The good news is this volume has not been heavy. The bad news is bulls didn't do anything to take back anything of this trend day from yesterday. So it remains to be seen. Are we going to get more of a push? Again, we have more crap out tomorrow, meaningless stuff with the beige book at 2 o'clock. And I believe Lagarde also speaks at 2 p.m. also. Hope you had a good day trading. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. And we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.